What can you tell us about when you first started playing? Who was it that got you into it, and what was it about golf that sort of drew you in?
Yeah, it was, I guess, like most girls or most kids really, like their parents get you into golf, right? Like your
Yeah,
parents play,
yeah.
then you go out to the course and you just go, see what it's all about. And my dad is a major sports enthusiast. So he said, get good at one sport, Laura, and it can take you a lot of places. So I just fell in love with golf, and I went to boarding school. So
Okay.
I every day after school, you'd go back to the hostel, and I mean, I'd just like to golf and go to golf every day. I mean, I wasn't much of a socializer, but I just kind of was like my getaway, I guess, and
Yeah.
I just loved it. Yeah.
When was it that you first started playing then, and how young were you when you first picked up a club?
Yeah, I think I was about 10 years old when I saw on your Instagram page, like probably that age for sure.
Okay.
But it wasn't until maybe like I was 13, 14 where I really started competing.
Okay.
And I was really lucky. My parents took me to America for a couple of years in a row to play lots of junior tournaments
Oh, wow.
in the States.
Yeah.
So that was where I got noticed by college recruits.
Okay.
And that's why it was not easy, but being physically there playing tournaments made it easy for college recruiters to contact you and see you play and get a scholarship.
Ah, okay. So how young would you have been when you first went to the States then, having started the game at around 10?
Yeah, I turned 18 when I went to America for my first year of college. Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
And with regards to, I mean, what would also be great to learn about as well is the sort of the New Zealand golf scene. What we found, certainly even in the UK here, is that Isaac, our son who's 8, even though golf's obviously very popular in the UK, we're confident that Isaac's the only the only golfer in his school. So I still think, one of the things that we're talking about in the UK is we think that the UK, certainly the education system's got some way to go to introduce golf at earlier ages. It would be great to learn a little bit more about sort of what happens in New Zealand, because obviously it seems that obviously it's the other side of the earth. I'm sure obviously golf's popular in some extent, but how would you sort of describe the golfing landscape in and around your
honestly, it's probably really similar to what you're talking about at home for you. Golf is not a popular sport.
Okay.
Although I think the New Zealand golf community, they are putting steps in place to make it more popular. Growing up for me, I was the only girl in my school in the South Island that played golf. It was but golf offers so many amazing benefits socially, mentally, physically, like to kids. And I think going forward it would be great if schools did introduce it to part of their curriculum even. I was really lucky. I grew up in a beautiful town called Queenstown, and we have amazing golf. And every Friday and winter we're going golfing, and I think there were maybe 10 kids who decided to golf, and the rest of the school decided to go up skiing. Of course I was the golfer, so but yeah, if that gives you any ratio.
No, absolutely. Then so you've obviously you've started golf at 10. What was there a particular, obviously before going to the States at 18, was there a particular moment in between that period where you thought, I'm actually quite good at this? If so, when was that? And was there a point where I'm going to take this a bit more seriously?
I remember when I was a junior and my dad got me into group junior golf lessons, and I was not the best. Like I was the one hitting it along the ground, and other girls or guys would be hitting it high. Like all I could think was, they've got it off the ground. Like why can't I do that? And I find, I think I just had this inner determined factor. I was like, I want to get good. I want to get better. And eventually you become a better player. And it doesn't take long when you're a kid. right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you pick something up really fast. And I was about, I'd say maybe 13, 14 when my dad started taking me to national tournaments.
Okay.
That was when I decided, oh yeah, like I quite like the sport. I like competing. And it was something me and my dad did together, which was nice.
Yeah.
But honestly, I didn't even know American scholarships existed until I was like 16 when I went to America for the first time. Like I didn't know that was what you did. I just played golf and played because I loved competing. And then I was like, oh my gosh, you can get scholarships to America. You can get a free education. You can play all around the States like for free. Yeah, I'll go for sure. And yeah, it just all kind of came as you progress through the golfing system.
Yeah. So how did you first become aware that that's something that you could do in terms of US golf
Yeah,
scholarships?
I think because New Zealand's so isolated from the rest of the world, and so because golf is not a popular sport, like we've got
Yeah.
netball, like we like you guys, netball, rugby,
Yeah.
cricket, and it's just not a thing people do.
Yeah.
And so, but because you go over to America playing junior tournaments, everyone is major golf fans. They love golf. And that was where I'm like, oh, like I could get a scholarship for golf. And so that was like then the burning desire. And the next step in my golfing career was to gain a scholarship. And I was just lucky enough that I played really well over there in my junior career. Like I made it to the US Junior Girls Amateur. I won a San Diego tournament, like, and I think also maybe because you're so naive, like because you're in New Zealand and you're not surrounded by lots of other girls, you don't realize what's out there. And I don't know, I just being naive is not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah.